Hey everyone, welcome to Mountain Beast Mysteries. I wanted to talk about the UFO hearing that happened in Congress the other day. This is obviously a pretty crazy thing to be able to experience. It's something I never thought we'd be seeing from the government, right? Like, it's a huge thing. A lot of people think it's groundbreaking. And in the sense that they're actually coming out and saying that there's these craft that are visiting from other worlds, places we don't know about, beings that we don't know about, like the fact that they're actually talking about alien biological life forms is crazy. This is a very interesting time. But at the same time, there's certain things about this hearing that are concerning. As we all know, the government controls everything. If it's coming from the government, especially, like this hearing that's happening in Congress, it's orchestrated by the government. So whoever these whistleblowers are, they're hand-selected by the government to go up and testify. You'll notice in the hearing, there's something that they're pushing throughout the whole thing, and that is that this is certainly a threat to national security. That's something you hear over and over again. That's what they keep saying. And they start off strong with that, and that's the agenda. They want you to think that these UFO craft and these beings are a threat. And the reason they want you to do that is because they want to create a society, I guess, where everyone joins together to defeat these aliens. You know, they want us to... They're essentially going after the one world government. That's what they want to do. And it's all under the guise of an alien threat, an alien invasion. A lot of people talk about this. This isn't a new theory. This theory or conspiracy theory or whatever you want to call it, that is most likely fact, has been around for a while. People who have actually had contact experiences, like in a similar sense to what I have had, like my sightings and with all the footage that I've captured, people who have experienced this stuff, have had these CE5 encounters, in no instance has anyone ever been harmed, has anyone ever felt actually threatened. They're not a threat to us. If anything, we're a threat to them. So that's something you have to realize when you watch this hearing. There's an agenda behind it. It's meticulously crafted to make you believe something. And they say, like, in the hearing, like, oh, it's great that we can all be here together, both Republicans and Democrats, to come together and to talk about this. Like, this is just the beginning. Now, obviously, it's good to unify and, like, to be friendly with each other, but it's all under the guise of an alien threat, an alien invasion, which is... I can't believe I'm even talking about this right now. It sounds ridiculous, like it's Independence Day or something. In my experiences, though, I have never felt threatened by these things. I felt scared at first. You know, you get feelings of fear because it's the unknown. You don't know what you're dealing with. It's something that you've never expected to ever deal with. It's something that you've heard about in movies and on TV and read about in books. And you hear a lot of horror stories, a lot of nightmare stories about alien abductions and things of that nature, which, I mean, it's pretty well known throughout the world of, you know, UFOs and UAPs, that the government has staged UFO abductions or alien abductions, and that is an actual government black op program. It's not like something these beings are actually doing. I mean, it's possible that there are some beings out there that would come here for malicious reasons, but based on what I've seen firsthand and based on other people's experiences who, you know, have had experiences that are similar to mine, they haven't, you know, felt in any way threatened, and they haven't had any bad things happen to them. I suspect, and this is just a theory of mine, that these abduction scenarios are a government operation. And this, when I say government, I mean like shadow government. I mean like deep state. I mean like above top secret. There's levels in the government that we don't know about, that go beyond the president. I'm not saying the people that are in that hearing on video are lying, like the whistleblowers. I think they're telling the truth of what they know, but they're not fully read in on what's actually going on. I think they're probably told what to say and what not to say, obviously. Nothing that was said in that hearing anyway was even news. It was all old information. And the one guy, Grush, he would always say, like, he'd be asked questions and he'd always say, like, I can't talk about that right now. I can't talk about that. Maybe behind closed doors in a more private setting, I can talk about this. Like, a lot of stuff wasn't revealed. This is just a very surface level thing. There's not a lot of substance to it at this point. Basically what it is an acknowledgement that there are beings and craft visiting Earth from somewhere, whether it be another reality or other galaxies, and we don't really know what they are. That's what they're saying. I believe those people don't know what they are, but I believe people above them, way up top, in these above top secret programs, I believe they know. UFO craft have been shot down by our military using, like, direct energy weapons. The craft that crashed at Roswell, it didn't just crash, it was brought down. The base that was there at Roswell was the first, like, primary atomic research site. So there's a reason why these beings would have visited that location, and there's a reason why the government would have shot these craft down or brought these craft down with some sort of energy weapon. So they've been able to reverse engineer this technology to figure out, how it works. What kind of propulsion systems are they using? From what I understand and what I've seen with the craft that I've seen, I believe them to be genuine ET craft. I don't believe them to be anything man-made, but it is highly speculated and talked about a lot in the UFO community that the government has reverse engineered these craft and has been able to replicate the technology to an extent where they can imitate it in a way that looks like a genuine UFO. And they can basically do things that would make you think that there's an alien invasion. They have the technology to create a fake alien invasion using these craft, using hologram technology probably, and it's all to control you. It's all to control you. They don't want us to know what is actually going on. They want us to believe there's a threat so that they can have us all band together into some sort of one world government to more easily control us. The technology that has been recovered from these craft, if it's revealed, like if what the technology is actually revealed, if we found out what it actually is, which is a source of energy, of clean energy, unlimited clean energy that could power the world, basically. It could provide the entire world with free energy. It would make pretty much every industry that these elites control, like oil and gas, it would make the whole industry obsolete and they would lose control. So they're desperately trying to control this narrative now. I bet you these people are shaking in their boots because these UFO craft, the genuine UFO craft, are here and they keep showing themselves. And I believe that the government, not like the regular level of government that we see with like the president and whatnot, but like I'm talking above that, like the deep state, this shadow government, they are probably shaking in their boots and they are forced to come out and have a hearing like this so that they can jump on it and control the narrative before everything is revealed. More and more people are experiencing UFO phenomena. And if it is revealed that there is a way to, give people free energy around the world, to change the world for the better, to get rid of oil and gas, to get rid of that level of control that they have over us, what do they have? They lose everything. They lose their dominion over us, basically. Like I said, if anything, we are a threat to these beings. They're not a threat to us. We've brought down craft. They haven't done anything to us. If anything, they've probably kept us alive. It's rumored and thought that these craft have the ability to disable nuclear weapons. So, there's a good chance that in the past they have stopped really terrible things from happening. So, these craft, they don't travel with, conventional propulsion systems. It's not rockets or anything like that. It's all through the power of thought. It's all controlled by consciousness. It's all quantum physics that is super complicated and difficult to wrap your head around. I don't fully understand it. I don't know if I ever will. But they can travel as fast as thought, basically, instantaneously, anywhere they want to go. They can do things that seem impossible. They can be in two places at once. They can, do all kinds of crazy things. And I believe there's no way they're going to stop it. They're not going to be able to stop us from finding out the truth. Imagine a race of beings that's so advanced that they can travel from anywhere in the galaxy or anywhere in the universe to Earth instantaneously. Do you think with what we have and with what we've reverse engineered and replicated, we're going to defeat them? No, there's no way. So even to have the idea of, defending ourselves against them, looking at it as a national security threat, we're going to defend ourselves against these things? It's crazy. It's ludicrous. And it's all for control. We don't stand a chance, is what I'm saying. So it's all an illusion. What they're telling you is not the truth. Yes, they're acknowledging UFOs. It's a historic moment. That's great. But all the stuff they talked about has been stuff that's been talked about for a long time. Nothing new has been revealed. It's just information that's been ignored and not accepted. And now they have no choice but to come forward and say, something's going on here, but it's a national security threat. We're all at risk. This is crazy. I mean, of course we have to defend the Earth from hostility, but there is no hostility. We'd be dead by now if they wanted something. Do you think beings that come from another galaxy that have the technology to do that and are so advanced that they can just instantaneously travel here, do you think they need anything from us? No, but we're at a very interesting state in our, evolution as a species. We have nuclear weapons. We're very warlike. We're about to destroy civilization again. This is a very interesting time. And Earth is a very interesting planet. I was listening to a Stephen Greer interview, Dr. Stephen Greer, and he was saying that what he knows from what he's experienced with these ET beings firsthand, in his communications, he was saying that they told him that the Earth is a planet that is cherished throughout the universe because it is so diverse and beautiful. And it is a beautiful planet. And it's probably pretty rare. We don't know even how big the universe is, or how many Earth-like planets there are, but I don't think there's a lot of them, relatively speaking, at least to our knowledge. Why would you want to destroy a planet like this? Why would they want to destroy a planet like this? I feel like with these ET beings, there has to be a really high level of respect between them to be traveling in an interstellar way. There has to be some sort of, not really a truce, but there's just a mutual respect across the universe between these species. If you want to be traveling through space, you have to be mature about it. You have to have respect for all other species. And, if you're not, then we're not going to let it happen. I feel like there has to be some sort of level of respect there, and we definitely don't have it. All the stuff you see with rockets too, that's all bullshit. Rocket technology is useless in the sense of trying to get to other planets that are far away. There's no way we would ever get to another galaxy with rockets, right? There has to be some other form of technology. And the technology that these craft use, these genuine ET craft use, is all controlled by consciousness. It's driven by consciousness. Essentially, your brain is your gateway to the universe. It's more than just an organ. It's an actual gateway into the universe. You can use your brain to meditate, and you can actually call in these craft. A lot of people have done it. If you're not familiar with this, you can look up the CE5 protocols by Dr. Stephen Greer. And from my experiences, and based on the footage I've shot, and all the sightings I've had, I can tell you that it's legit. It's real. I can't convince anyone, I can't tell you what to believe, but all I can say is from my experiences, I'm convinced that it's a reality. That's an actual thing, and they have it figured out. And these beings are not a threat. They're not a threat. I highly recommend checking out the Sean Ryan Show. It's a podcast you can find on YouTube. There's a couple episodes with Stephen Greer, and then there's a couple other UFO whistleblower episodes, but they're really good interviews talking about the stuff I'm talking about right now. It's great. People are accepting UFOs as a reality, but the information is being controlled, and they're steering it into a direction that's not the right direction. They're making people believe that we have to be scared of these things. It's all about fear, and it's all about control. Just with anything else that happens in the world, like, you know how the past couple years have been, the past few years. Do you really trust what they're going to say? This is coming straight from the government. Like, you can't trust what they're going to say. They're going to control everything that comes out of those people's mouths. So, I don't think it's true disclosure. I think true disclosure is going to come from the people who are genuine, people who, don't have an agenda, people like you and me, people who, are genuinely interested in the subject and are not terrible people. So that's where I think disclosure is going to come from. So people getting out there, trying to make contact with these things through meditation or whatever methods, and getting footage of these things. I think that's how it's going to happen. And it's happening more and more. The internet is now flooded with some pretty good UFO footage. And I feel like they're probably panicked that the cat's about to bust out of the bag, and they're not going to be able to control what we think. I don't think they can. I really don't think they can. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about control. It's all about keeping this technology secret so that they don't lose control of the economy and of their assets in oil and gas and energy production, basically. And yeah, we're more of a threat to them than they are to us. And that is what I genuinely believe. I haven't felt threatened in any way by these things. I've been scared and nervous because it's crazy to witness. But, I feel like they're here for us and not against us. But those are just my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. I probably sound like a lunatic. It sounds like conspiracy theories, but all this information's been talked about before by people who have been involved, like closely involved with these people in like higher levels of government that have been shut out and not read in on the UFO subject to the level that these, deep state programs are read in on. These people that work in these above top secret programs. There's secret information that is beyond what any of these people know. Like, I'm talking generals, like 3-star, 4-star generals. People that high up, like the president doesn't even know. The president, what is the president anyway? He's just like a front man. So, I don't know. It all feels like it's an illusion, and it most likely is. So, be careful what you believe. Do your research. I'm just warning you guys. Don't completely buy into this without really looking into it and getting all sides. Like, you want to see it from all sides. You want to have all the information, and just know that if it's coming from the government, it's being controlled. It's a narrative. It's an agenda. They have to use it to their advantage. Why wouldn't they? So, the UFO whistleblowers and the people that are featured in that Congress hearing, they're probably just not read in on the subject to the extent that, these higher-ups are in these above top secret programs. They probably don't even know. They think they're doing the right thing. They believe, they're blowing the lid off the UFO subject, which is fine. Like, I don't blame them. They believe they're doing the right thing. They believe they're disclosing UFOs and revealing all these truths. But they're still being controlled. So, yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Mountain Beast Mysteries.